Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another enlightening episode of Mindset Matters. I'm your host, Mayuresh Srivastava, and today we are diving into a line, just a line, that honestly hits hard every time I hear it. This line is from none other than Tony Robbins, someone I've always looked up to and admired. And he says this often: success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. It sounds like a paradoxical. How come success can be a failure? But just pause for a second and think about that. Success without fulfillment is failure. See, we live in a world that celebrates success, and which is good by the way. But unfortunately, we have been conditioned to celebrate the wrong side of the success, like the cars which we can buy, the houses we own, the titles which we can attach to our names, the social media milestones like number of likes and shares, which can't be the real success, right? You're not there on this planet Earth to see the number of likes and shares. It's just the byproduct of what you do, what you're best in doing, right? But how often do we talk about and celebrate fulfillment? Fulfillment feels like inner peace, a steady joy inside, a feeling that tells you, I'm enough, I'm doing what truly matters to me, I'm really enjoying my life. That is what fulfillment feels like. Today, in this episode, we are going to explore what true success really means, how it's different from fulfillment, and why chasing one without the other often leaves us feeling empty, restless, or sometimes even lost, even when we have reached where we wanted to reach in our life. It happens with all of us, right? We'll also explore the science behind why achievements don't always make us happy. And I'll leave you with one key message and one practical tool you can use right away to bring fulfillment back into your journey of life. So grab your coffee, plug in your earphones, and let's begin this reflection together. Let me start it now without any delay. Imagine you are walking through the desert in Jaisalmer in the peak of May when the temperature touches somewhere between 45 to 48 degrees Celsius. You're tired, you're thirsty, and suddenly you see water shimmering in the distance. You start running toward it, your heart pounding, your mind whispering, almost there. But when you reach there, you realize it was a mirage. That's exactly what success without fulfillment feels like. We chase the image of happiness, but when we reach that milestone through our hard work, that happiness, that satisfaction, slowly disappears like sand through our fingers. We keep telling ourselves, once I get that promotion, I'll be happy. Once I buy that car, I'll finally feel successful. Once I get that recognition, that fitness level, that house, I'll finally feel complete. But what happens when we get there? That happiness stays, but just for a while. Then we set another target, another chase, another mirage, and we keep doing it. This, my friends, is the modern rat race. And this starts an endless treadmill where the destination keeps moving faster than our own steps. And here's the truth: we have actually mistaken achievement for fulfillment. We need to understand this. Achievement feeds the mind, while fulfillment feeds the soul. That is what gives you the real success, the real meaning of success, when the soul is happy, when the soul is satisfied. Right? So, we have been talking about success and fulfillment. Let's now understand what success really means. Because if you ask 10 different people, you might probably get 10 different answers. They may say money, fame, recognition, power, or freedom. And all these answers are fine at a surface level. But when we look deeper into all these responses, most definitions of success are externally driven. When I say externally driven, what I mean to say, It's about what the world sees and not the what heart feels. True success, however, is an inside job. It's not just about what you accumulate, but about who you become in that process. Success can feel like studying all night for an exam, fully focused, dedicated, determined. And in the morning, when you go for the exam, you realize you prepared for the wrong subject just because you didn't see the exam schedule properly. That's what happens when we chase success without alignment with our top values and our purpose in life. We reach the top, but unfortunately, we feel empty from inside. Fulfillment, on the other hand, is like preparing for the right exam after checking the right schedule, the one that matches your values, your purpose, and what truly matters to you. It's not just about studying hard, it's about studying for the right subject that actually belongs to your life, your own life, not to someone else's life. We can easily say that success is a goal, fulfillment is a feeling. Success is measured by achievement, while on the other hand, fulfillment is measured by alignment between what you do and what truly matters to you. Now, let's get into the science of why achievements or accumulating things don't always make us happy. It happens with everyone. It's not of your fault or someone else's fault. It's the way our brain is wired. See, our brain is wired to seek progress and reward. Each time we achieve something, a goal, a purchase, even a social media like, our brain releases dopamine, the feel good chemical in our brain. That's why, because of that feel good chemical, success feels amazing, though for a while. But the brain quickly adapts to this chemical and seeks more of it to experience the same level of feel good factor. Psychologists call this phenomena hedonic treadmill. It means that no matter how much you achieve in your life, your happiness level returns to the baseline level of happiness after a while. You get used to the new car, you get used to the new job, new promotion, the new title, and then you start craving the next hit of dopamine and you start chasing that next goal. This cycle keeps us busy, distracted, and constantly chasing, not realizing that fulfillment doesn't come from more, but from finding meaning in what really matters and the purpose behind what we do. So, we keep ourselves busy in doing things which can accumulate these external things without really, noticing what my soul really wants, what really make me fulfilled. To understand it further, fulfillment is rooted in different chemicals: serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins, which are linked to gratitude, connection, and purpose. So, if dopamine fuels achievement, serotonin and oxytocin fuel fulfillment. Both are important, but if you only chase dopamine, you'll always feel hungry for more. As Tony Robbins says, success is science, fulfillment is art, and both are necessary to create a complete happy life. One factor which constantly drives that accumulation or our run on hedonic treadmill. When I get that job, I'll finally feel happy. When I buy that house, I'll finally relax. When I earn that income, that particular figure, I finally feel secure. This, when I get there, mindset is one of the biggest traps of modern life. Because happiness and fulfillment are not destinations, they are states of being. You can't postpone fulfillment to the future. It's something you cultivate now. In the process, you have to live fulfilled. Because when you operate with fulfillment, you give your 100% without any undue pressure. And then the result will automatically be better than what you operate with an intention of achievement. So you have to live in the now with the feeling of fulfillment. And then you try to achieve something with that feeling that you are like really enjoying what you are doing, and then you are operating in that mindset. That is what will bring the real results in your life. Suppose you listen to a podcast like this, and that sense of achievement comes once you are done with it. because you completed one episode. But eventually the learnings of it fizzle out because you move to another podcast without applying the things learned from the previous one. Fulfillment comes from being in that podcast state of mind, which only happens when you apply it to yourself and pursue it. Then it will positively impact your identity, your real self, and not make you chase some external benchmark. Like I said earlier, it's not about what you accumulate, but about who you become in that process. That's more important. We also understand now what success without fulfillment looks like. Let's understand what success with fulfillment looks like. This is the important one, right? It's that feeling when the outer world and the inner world are in complete sync. It's when the goals that you pursue bring more meaning to your life, your days get better, and in the process, you become better. With every goal achieved, you move closer to who you want to become in your life. Then it's fulfillment. Let me give you an example of it. You could be a doctor, earning very well, respected by everyone around you. But if you feel disconnected from your profession, you start questioning why you started in the first place. Then something feels missing. On the other hand, you could be a teacher, earning modestly, but every day you see the light in your students' eyes, and that fills you up. That's the difference between success for the world and success for the soul. These days, we talk a lot about stress, chronic stress that impacts longevity. You know, for me personally, stress is the inner conflict between who you are and who you pretend to be. When you live life that isn't truly yours, your body stays in survival mode because it has to prove to the outside world that you are like that. But from the inside, you are not like that. That is why there is a conflict which happens between your inner self and the outer self. And that is where this survival mode comes into the picture. The process of being in the state of fulfillment helps you to come out of that survival mode. It can only happen when your actions are connected to something bigger than yourself. When what you do every day is in harmony with who you are from inside, right? So, how do we shift from chasing achievement to cultivating alignment? That's our aim today. It starts with a simple but powerful question. What is the purpose of me doing this? Because when your purpose is clear, fulfillment follows naturally. If you're working hard only for money, that's fine. But money alone won't sustain you forever. If you're working hard because you want to grow, you want to contribute or make an impact in the world, that's when your success becomes meaningful, not the money you are chasing. It's like planting a tree. If you plant it only for the fruit, you will get frustrated waiting for it for years. But if you plant it because you love nurturing life, you'll find joy every single day when you water that plant, even before the fruits arrive. That's what fulfillment feels like. It's the joy in the process, not just in the result. Results matter, but when you enjoy the process, you really live the life which you truly want, right? So here is a message which I want to share with all my listeners. Fulfillment doesn't come after success. It's what makes success feel real. It's a part of the process. You don't need to achieve more to feel more fulfilled. You need to align more with what matters to you the most. Because when your external success grows faster than your internal fulfillment, imbalance creeps in and it gets reflected in the form of anxiety, emptiness, and restlessness. That's what we don't want, right, in our life? But when both grow together, you create a balanced life that's not just impressive, but inspiring. And here's a practical tool you can start using right away. I call it the fulfillment filter. Before saying yes to any big decision, like a goal, a job, a project, pause and ask yourself these three questions. Number one, does it excite my mind? That checks your success element. Second, does it feed my heart? This checks your fulfillment element. And number three, does it align with my values and my purpose? This one checks the sustainability element, because whether you'll be able to sustain that thing or not in the future. If your answer to all these three questions is yes, go for it. If even one feels like a no, pause and reflect. Give some thought before you say yes to it further. Because sometimes saying no to what looks good creates a space for something great. And we all want to create something great in our life, not to settle with good. This small reflection can help you filter out noise, avoid burnout, and make decisions that bring both achievement and inner peace. As we wrap up, I want you to reflect on this. We live in a world that measures success by how we climb, but fulfillment is measured by how deep we feel from inside. The outer climb and the inner depth both matter. One gives you achievement, the other gives you peace. So, as you move forward in your journey, keep asking yourself, am I just adding years to my life, or am I adding life to my years? That's a powerful question to reflect upon, because success without fulfillment is like music without rhythm. It might sound loud, but it won't move you. And if today's conversation moved you even a little, take a moment to pause, breathe, and ask yourself, what does fulfillment mean to me? That one question can change everything. You have to start reflecting more about yourself, not what other people around you want you to do, right? Thank you so much for tuning into Mindset Matters. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who's chasing success. Maybe they need a little reminder that fulfillment is the real victory. And as always, keep listening and keep working on yourself, because your mindset truly matters. Thank you.